Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Salem. And our question tonight comes to us from Can and is in relevance to our vlog of the other night on chronomancy. And in relation to chronomancy, Can asks what I mean by the danger of losing reality. Now, this again is one of those subjects that does not necessarily easily break down into the size of our vlog, but I think that we can speak to it sufficiently to give an idea of what I mean by this. And those of you who have taken our degree lessons will know that right there in chapter 1.1, we talk about the nature of reality being much less objective than it appears. That reality is very flexible and very much influenceable through magic. And that we are of the point of view that when you do magic consciously, you're only taking control of what is normally an unconscious process. That everything around you is created in every moment in reaction to your thoughts and your feelings, and their interaction with the energy of the universe. And as we study magic, we learn how to do this in a conscious way, but we always do it unconsciously. And so it's not really supernatural or unusual or abnormal in any way. It's part of normal life. It's the learning how to do it consciously that's unusual. Now, when we start talking about influencing reality, changing the course of events, changing the nature of reality, when we start talking about reality being subjective in character and reactive in character, when we start to change our understanding of reality from something that is very solid to something that is very fluid, if we're not well grounded, we can lose our orderly way of understanding existence. The reason we perceive reality as being a very rigid thing is because it allows us to order our experiences in a way that makes sense to our conscious mind, which is what we have to interpret it with at this time in our evolution. If we start to realize how flexible reality can be, and that A does not always lead to B in a way that is consciously logical, it can sometimes become very difficult to then understand and analyze the things that are happening to us. And in this way, we can lose touch with reality. Therefore, when you do magic, it's really important to stay grounded. It's really important to keep a firm hold on the real world, so to speak, even as you're unraveling the edges of it. Because obviously, if you don't stay grounded and if you don't continue to have your experiences organized in a way that you can understand them, you could find yourself kind of adrift in a spiritual sense. And you could find yourself having experiences that are no longer really possible to analyze in the way that we normally do as humans. Now, I've met a number of people in my life who seem to be in pretty much that position. Some of them I've known quite well. And I long ago, and partly because of my particular upbringing, have had the opinion that when you see someone like that, it isn't necessarily that they are hallucinating or that their experiences are not real. They're just different from ours. Now, sometimes there may be other things going on, but sometimes they've simply lost their place in reality. And therefore, although when you study magic in its introductory levels, you're not really likely to encounter this kind of problem, if you start doing things like time magic, probability magic, working with the fabric of reality, you really have to make an effort to stay grounded and to keep yourself focused in what you're doing and how you're experiencing the world. Now, I hope that kind of explains what I'm talking about, and it is something that's kind of difficult in some ways to understand until you experience it. I'm sure there are many people watching this vlog who, when we talk about the fluid nature of reality, probably find it hard to believe that this is a possibility, because until you experience it, it is kind of hard to wrap your mind around it. And similarly, there may be people who are watching it who find it hard to believe you could lose your place in reality. But unless you've seen someone who's done it, it can be a little hard to understand that too. But one of the things about magic is that it is often necessary to experience it to fully understand it. When you start talking about higher levels of magic, or for that matter, when you start talking about bringing through spirit messages, something which has been a subject of other vlogs, one of the things about spirit messages that is most frustrating, I think, for people who are learning it, is the fact that it's one of the simplest things in the world. It is so easy to actually do it, except you can't really explain how to do it. You have to experience it. We don't really have words in the English language to tell someone how to do it, but once they get it, it's the easiest thing they could ask for. And that's true actually for many aspects of magic as well. Once you get it, it's not so hard. It has its own wide array of challenges, but in and of itself, it's a very natural process. So anyway, those are some of my thoughts on that subject, and until next time, may your blessed be. But wait, don't forget our books, Witch School 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Degree, and also Living the Wiccan Life, and Ritual in Theory and Practice, available at a bookstore near you, or get them direct from us at www.witchschoolstore.com.